So I'm a little bit substantially less prepared. I have not made any notes, but I must say that as my colleague Anand pointed out, Apurva has moved from a man of few words to man of, say, even fewer words. And it has actually the place where I think I will miss his contribution the most is precisely in faculty meetings, where he often said the most important things in the least number of words. And that has been, I think that has, well, maybe it's been a lesson. It should be a lesson for all of us, but I think it has definitely been a lesson for me of how to speak about things that you do not agree with, but in a manner that is both respectful and honest at the same time. So that's what I have to say about Apurva. And about Diptiman, of course, I've known Diptiman a little bit longer than I've known Apurva. I first met him when I came to CTS as a summer student. I was a student in IIT, and in one of the summers I came here. I think at that time CTS was already in their new building opposite the mathematics department. And Diptiman said, "Oh, what would you like to study? What do you want to study?" And like every person from a small village who wants to go to Bombay and become a film star, similarly, all of us said we want to study particle physics. So Diptiman said, "Okay, there is this very nice book by T.D. Lee where you learn all about particles, and if you want to know the theory on which the phenomenology and the theory on which you can base that phenomenology, then you should learn quantum field theory, and maybe the simplest book that you can kick off your studies is Rider." So I read a large part of Rider and not so much of T.D. Lee, because it was a lot of later I did read T.D. Lee's book, but T.D. Lee's book not at so much at that time. And the time that I came was the first time, the semester before was the first time that I had come across quantum mechanics, and in particular angular momentum. So it was Diptiman it was in conversation with Diptiman that I realized that SO3 can be represented not necessarily in terms of just 3x3 matrices. If it's a 4x4 matrix, it can still be a representation of SO3. It doesn't have to be a representation of SO4. If it can be a 10x10 matrix, it can still be a representation. This I do not know about the students here or even my colleagues, but this can, to a person coming across angular momentum algebra, is sometimes one of the most confusing things, that you can have a group and irreducible representations of different sizes, and it still refers to the same group. And it was like I had been fumbling around in the dark and somebody had just switched on the light, that conversation with Diptiman, for me at least. After I came to CHEP, I have continued to talk to him. I do not know if he has enjoyed the scientific discussions as much, but I have enjoyed them immensely. One thing I can say about Diptiman is that he is fantastically curious about whatever problem you go with. He will sit down and listen to you, and he will ask you pointed questions. His curiosity is something that I think we should aspire to be curious. That curiosity is something that is, I think, the hallmark of a person who really enjoys doing science, and it's something that I think we should aspire to be, at least hope that we should be like that. So I have talked over the last 21 years, I have talked many things with Diptiman. And I can, while I do not remember every conversation, I can without doubt say that each of those conversations has enriched me or enrich my approach to the problem. So I'll end here, and my best wishes to both Apurva and to Diptiman for this new phase in your life. I have no doubt that you will continue to do research as aggressively that as you have done, and with as much interest. And let me not make any vulgar comments about the size of your paycheck.